What's up, Interweb-Heads? It's me, High Technology, and this is the Injustice League! Woo! Okay, so let me start by saying that this is gonna be, this whole tutorial, in-depth analysis, whatever you want to call it, series, is gonna be what I wanted the Combat Academy to be when I was, when Mortal Kombat X came out 2 years ago. That makes me sad when I put it that way, because I had too much on my plate, and there's a lot I wanted to do, with the channel. It was all still fresh to me, 2 years ago. It was exciting, and so now that I actually have the time and a focus as far as the channel goes, I really want to put, a lot of my attention and my time into this game, Injustice 2, for the newcomers who who want to get into the game, or they really want to just pick it up, because it's Injustice and a lot of people like it. It appeals to casual gamers and the hardcore audience, of course, because it's a fighting game, and it appeals to the casual gamers because it's a superhero fighting game. It's like the same thing as Marvel vs. Capcom. A lot of people just like to pick that up and just mash the buttons. However, if you are here to learn just kind of the basics, how to put simple combos together and just little strategies, to help you kick some ass, when you get together with your friends and all that stuff, I can teach you how to do that. You can learn some cool things here without having to get to, all in depth and learning all the ins and outs and all the little nuances and stuff like that. Nuances, excuse me. And then also for the hardcore audience, like me, I'm into the hardcore scene. I'll be teaching you guys, stuff that's like really advanced and like really in-depth stuff as far as character specific, episodes and breakdowns and analyses and matchups and all kinds of that stuff, man. And I'm sure that if you're hardcore into it like I am, then you're going to be doing your own research and your own, experimenting and stuff like that on your own time, as well as me. So this is just a place where we can get together and we can discuss all of the new strategies as they, as they come up, and all this stuff that, just kind of forms over time and stuff like that. So this is the Injustice League, and I'm going to be running it with my brother, $. He's not here right now, but he will be here for other episodes, and to cover certain things that he's picked up, along or throughout his fighting game journey, because he played the first Injustice way more than I did, and I play more fighting games than he does, but he's played the first Injustice way more than me. So today we're going to be covering some fundamentals, man. This is just basic stuff, so let's just get right into it, okay? We're going to go to training mode. I will see y'all there. Okay, so here we are in the training mode. Fundamentals is going to cover the basic stuff of the game. The buttons on the controller, what they do, the functions that they serve, just the basic stuff of the game. It's really easy, simple stuff that everybody should know, when they're playing it, whether you're just beginning or you're hardcore or whatever. But, so if you're like super, you've been playing fighting games, you've been into the FGC forever, you can probably skip over this episode or the next, because it's going to be covering the basic stuff, but it's always the fundamentals or the basis. They're the foundation of, your skills and your knowledge as a player, okay? So, here we are in training mode. If you haven't played the first Injustice, or any NetherRealm game for that matter, there are certain things that make these games stand out from other games like Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, or Tekken and stuff like that. And so we're gonna go over all the stuff that makes a NetherRealm game a NetherRealm game. It's just easy stuff, okay? So first things first, we're just gonna go over the controls, because this is I'm going to refer to all the buttons and all the inputs and the commands and whatever. I'm going to refer to them as numbers. I'm not going to be like, oh, you got to push, square or X or Y, because, some of you guys play Xbox, some of you guys play PS4. I have both, but I play this game on the PS4, so this is what I'm playing this on right now. So first things first, I use a fight stick, as you can see right here. And a lot of these are expensive, and these are, you know, it's more of something that like a lot of the hardcore players use, you know what I mean? Like and it's all preference, like I said, but or I should mention that it's all preference, but I prefer the stick. But we'll just go over the buttons. So I also have the regular controller here to show you guys. Okay, so first off, if you're using a regular control, we're gonna go over the buttons, and they are, you know, your regular face buttons, you know, your D-pad, whatever. So here is square, so it's this goes for an Xbox One controller as well. Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, those are the buttons, and it's universal, so that means on the Xbox too. So square and X, that's button 1. You know, triangle and Y is button 2, and then, you know, X and A is button 3, circle and B is button 4. Okay, the triggers are pretty much the same. You know, you can kind of, people adjust their controller settings to the way they want, but that's basic stuff. Same goes for the fight stick too. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and the 1 button is your light attack, like this. It's a light attack. That's what it's classified as. The 2 button is your medium attack. The 3 button is your heavy. Okay, and then 4 is the character trait. That's for every single character. You know, every character has a light, medium, heavy, and the power button or the trait button. Like, because if you go to the controller preset, see, it's light attack, medium attack, heavy, character power, throw, meter burn, interact, flip stance, all basic stuff. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, and then there is grabbing. We're just gonna go over grabs next, or actually let's just start with movement. So movement is very important to every fighting game. It's how you get around, that's how you move. You know, every character can jump pretty much, duck, move forward, move backwards, you know, jump forward, jump backward, all that stuff, right? And then dashing, you double tap either forward or backwards to go, you know, to dash. So if I double tap forward, you know, he does a dash forward. If I double tap backwards, I dash backwards. That's simple stuff, right? And then what should we go over next? And then we should go over we'll go over grabs. So a throw, you know, this is, every character can throw. You know, you push 1 and 3 together, and you get that. Okay, or there's a button that is specifically for throwing if you don't want to push 2 buttons together. And I have it set to, what is that, L2? Yeah, I have it set to L2. But on the stick, that's kind of far for me to reach over and push, you know, so I just use 1 and 3 to do the grab. And then you can do a forward grab, so if you move forward, you know, go towards them and then throws them, and then they're left forward like that. And then you can do, if you're in their face and then you move away and then grab, you throw them to the other side, and then boom. Okay, that's a backwards throw. That's easy stuff right there. And that's important because, you know, if, like, say you're in the corner right here, you know, say you're in the corner, right? You don't want to grab them. You don't want to grab them forward and do a forward grab, because then you're still in the corner. Now, a lot of people don't like being in the corner. You don't want to be in the corner, okay? But if you're in the corner, you want to throw them backwards. So you throw them into the corner. See, now, boom, now you're on the other side. So now they're in the corner pretty much, okay? Stuff like that. Alrighty. Okie dokes. And then, what makes Injustice different from other fighting games is that you can use the environment to, you know, attack or maneuver and stuff like that. And then that is usually set to the interact button. And for me, that's, what button did I have it set to? I have it set to R2, okay? And so that's what I just pushed it, and we'll do it again, watch. Boom. So right there, Superman, he hits her, she goes flying into the statue in the background, and she comes right back. Oh, there she goes. And then There's different interactables, you know, and they usually glow. You know, like this flag, this little, like this flag, this banner up here. See how it glows a bit? If I jump, or if I push it right now, excuse me, wrong button. If I push the interact button right now, he's not going to do nothing. But if you jump and push it, then he brings it down and big old ice chandelier thing falls on her, okay? So that's that. That's an interact. And each stage has a bunch of different interactables, usually on the edges. And then some are in like airborne, they're hanging, you know, things like banners or chandeliers or something. And then some are in the background, like the statues back there. And which brings me like, okay, how can I tell, you know, what is interactable, what's not, or whatever. So look up at the heads up display on top. So that's where the health is at. Already said it. So we got Superman and Supergirl. Has your character names up there. Has your health. I'm gonna hit her, and then you'll see, you know, there's your life goes down and stuff like that, whatever, right? And it tells you, you know, when you do hits, you know, or a combo, you know, you do 3 hits for this much damage and stuff like that. But you see right there in the center, you know, it says R2 and it says R1, whatever. That tells you that there is an interactable in the background. So if it tells you that, you know, that button's flashing up there, the R2, it's your interact button that's flashing. So like right here, if I push it, you know, it'll do the interact move, but I'm not close enough. So now I'm close enough and it hits it. So that's how you know. So like if we move away, see now there's nothing, right? There's nothing blinking. Not even when I get underneath the banner, nothing's blinking. However, if I jump, see how it appears for a little bit? That's when you know, oh, push it in the air, and then that happened, okay? So pay attention to the heads up display. It tells you your health, tells you about interactables, stuff like that. Okay. Another thing about movement is, especially with, I don't know, actually some Marvel games, so, like Marvel vs. Capcom, they have like air dashes and stuff like that. But in this game, Injustice, some characters also have air dashes too. So you can, remember, dashing is just double forward, double back. Some characters can do an air dash. You just jump and do the same thing. So jump and do an air dash forward, double tap, easy. Jump, do air dash backwards, double tap, go backwards, easy. It's just a matter of like, you know, checking out the character and blah 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 and all that good stuff, okay? Okay, so down at the bottom, you see all these little glowing blue, you know, these little squares, these rectangles, right? So that is the meter, the super meter, or the EX meter, or whatever you call it. It's different for every game, but you know, it's pretty generalized as like your super meter. That's what they call them, super meter. And that is for your special moves. If you do a special move and then do they call it the EX version, which is just an enhanced version. It uses a bar like this. So example, here is there's a regular eye laser, right? If you meter burn it, which is the EX version, but they call it meter burn in this game. So if you meter burn it, push the meter burn button, and it does that. You didn't see it, take away the meter. Let me try it again for you guys. Okay, let's do it again. We'll do a laser. So regular laser, boom. And we'll do another laser. We'll meter burn it this time. This is what it looks like. Boom. And it used one little bar. I had it refill, so that's what that does. And then we'll go over special moves and all the meter burn stuff in another thing, but just gonna give you the basics of what this stuff does. But you can also do the super move, which is, I believe is it R2, L2, R2? No, I don't know. I think normally, for a normal controller, it's the 2 triggers, so L2, R2, or the left trigger, right trigger. My button setup's a little different, but basically you use the super meter, and it uses all your bars, see? And that's what happens. And you get this cool move. Boom, does a lot of damage. Boom! Like Batman, Superman. Oh! Okay. So that's what that is. That's the meter. That's for your super move and your enhanced special moves, okay? And the little icons see now, we're gonna go to the character trait. So see the little glowing like red orbs or orange orbs or whatever. I'm colorblind. See those little glowing orbs, and then there's a light bar underneath? That is your character trait. And you push the character button, push character trait button, which is 4, and it activates, and then there's a timer. It's basically, you know, it's a meter to let you know, hey, your time is running out. This is how long you have to use it. And then it's recharging when it's done. Takes a little bit. So that's what that is, okay? Okay, so dollar sign showed up right now, and he's just gonna enjoy the rest of the explanation here. It's pretty much almost done for now. So we went over everything, went over movement, went over the you know, the whole gist of the game is to attack and stuff like that. To block, I'll show you guys how to block really quick. It's easy. It's basic stuff. You can do the tutorial, but you know, some people don't do the tutorial. I don't know why. Whatever. So to block, all you have to do, she's going ham, but all you do is just move away. She's going in, but look, she's going away. She's going in. Oh! Just move away. And it's a lot. There's a lot more than just like moving back and block and stuff like that, right? So here's one of the most important parts of the game. Right here. Now, this is important. The types of attacks there are, okay? So if I hit here, you see there's like little numbers, and then, you know, it said a word is high. It's a high attack, okay? Here's another one, mid attack. Here's another one, low attack. Okay, here's another one, overhead attack. Here's another one, throw. Okay, and then there's one more. It's an unblockable. I don't think Superman has any unblockables, but to block all these different attacks, high, it's self-explanatory. Highs, hit high. Mids, hit the middle of the body, okay? And then lows, hit the low. Overhead, it goes over your head, pretty much. So to block a high and a mid attack, you just move backwards, okay? While they hit you. I'll show you. So to block highs and mids, all you do is you just move backwards. And then, you know, they can hit with highs and mids, so go ahead and hit you with highs and mids. I'm just gonna move backwards. See? As long as I move backwards, he's hitting high. There's a mid, that's cool. But if he hits him with a low, see? He got me. So, like, how do you block low? All you do is you hold down. In other games, you have to hold down and away, because away is how you block. But in this one, it's just down. So you can hit me with low. See, I can block, and you can block mids too. And highs will miss. So if you hit me with the high goes right over his head. Doesn't even touch you. The mid will hit you. Go for a mid. See, the mid hits, and then a low. And then a low. The lows will hit, right? So you're like, okay, how do I get past that? How do I, you know, they're blocking, they can block everything. Highs will hit him, mids and lows, he's blocking them. So how do I do it? There's two ways. With an overhead. There you go. Or with a grab. Or a interaction. There you go. There you go. So it adds to the strategy, you know, you're like, oh, you gotta learn the attacks, what are the highs, what are the mids, what are the lows. But that's all you do to block that kind of stuff right there, okay? And then, oh shoot. I want to do a stage interaction to show you guys. Here, let me just load one up. I'll load up a different stage and then I'll show you guys. Okay, so I load up a stage that shows I might have said stage interaction, a stage transition. So, an important thing you should know is if you push 3, it's the heavy, you know, by itself it does this. But if you move backwards and push 3, it does this like launching move that does this. It's a wall bounce like this. They go flying, they come right back to you. That's back 3, okay? You can charge that up, let it go, or you can just do it real quick. Boom. And with a forward 3, same thing, but it's an overhead and it bounces them straight up. Boom, from just top to bottom like that, right? But if you do the back 3, the wall bounce, some stages you can knock them into another part of the stage, so it looks just like this. This is what they call a stage transition. It's pretty epic. It's like a damn movie. Alright, and that is the stage transition. That's all I'm going to cover pretty much for now. It's just basic stuff. We can go over more specific stuff of more specific stuff to the game, like a ground bounce and then a wall bounce and then certain elements that appear on the HUD and things like that. So we can go over all of that stuff and then hang on and next time. But this is just some basic stuff to just get you started, you know, if you're coming over here to just see how the game works. I know a lot of people don't do tutorial. Do the tutorial, man. It explains everything I just did. But if you're here watching me instead of the tutorial, then thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, until the next time, this is High Technology and Dallas Sign, and be there.